This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Charlie Thrower wants to know, Mr. Prichard, was there any pushback from Hasbro over Slaughter's Iraqi turn? Secondly, were there any other talents besides Sarge to become an action figure / character for G.I. Joe? I think Roddy Piper, and that's probably it, right?
Yeah, I think that is it. You know, the G.I. Joe folks, they were already in with Sarge, so they'd already done their Sergeant Slaughter stuff. And after the fact, I don't know that there were too many people that were really enamored. By God, I want an Iraqi sympathizer action figure. I don't know that was a bestseller in any way, stretch, or form. So,
what about, pushback from any other toy companies like G.I. Joe for the whole Sergeant Slaughter thing? Anybody at all that you know of have any sort of pushback on an angle?
We didn't push that hard on it. You know, I think there was a little pushback on Brother Love back in the day, just because they felt that there was a bit of religious connotation to it.
Wait, time out. Do you think that's why? I knew you were going to go to Snow next, but on the Brother Love thing, do you think that's why there wasn't a Brother Love character or a figure released, because of the controversy or potential controversy?
Yeah, there were a few reasons why, but I think that was definitely one of them from a broad-based marketing standpoint. Yes.
Can you give us any other reasons why?
Because people didn't like me.
Well, that's not exactly a secret. So,
hey, you know what, man? I got feelings. Inside deep where it counts.
Not a lot of them, though.
No, not a lot of them, but I got.
Wait, are you doing it again?
Yes, I'm doing it again.
Ladies and gentlemen, he has a Diet Coke and a Diet Pepsi back to back again. I don't understand what we're doing.
Why not? And
a Gatorade Zero. Yeah. All the brands are equally represented.
See, because the Diet Coke gives me gas, a little gassy, so like I kind of got a burp because the gaseal fumes and gaseal part of the gas comes out of there, and then the Gatorade kind of calms it down.
I feel like this is you explaining storylines. What about the head thing? I remember the head thing being an issue with Al Snow's quote unquote action figure with Walmart, right? And there were probably a few other retailers who had an issue with it.
Yeah, it was crazy because they thought that it was violence towards women because it was a severed woman's head. No, it wasn't. It was a mannequin head that talked to Al. So those that didn't understand the character itself thought that it was promoting violence to women and severing their heads. Like, no, unless you look at, headless mannequins as violence to women that we're trying to sell to women that they look better without a head.
Oh,
okay. You want to go there? Then we go there. I mean, that's what a mannequin is.
That's a tough sell.
Thank you. I thought that, some of those were silly. Other than that, man, not really.
What's the worst shirt you remember y'all selling? Like maybe it's not one that got pulled from a retailer, but one like the semen dripping Val Venus shirt, or the always pounding ass APA shirt, or that Kalisto shirt that looked like he had a heart on. There's been some regrettable. Was there one that you're like, oof, that's the worst one?
Well, I'll tell you the worst ones that we ever did was, and I'll go back to Mid-South when we started getting the merchandise. And one thing that Vince did early on was in his merchandising, there were very few. So if you had a Hulk Hogan shirt, they existed, but the best selling one was Hulkamania.
Right.
It wasn't a picture of Hulk.
Yes.
On the shirt. Jake the Snake was a logo with a snake. Macho Man was Macho Man. And you had the image of Savage inside, but you had to know what the hell you were looking at to really catch that image of Randy in the glasses. Viper, Hot Rod. So there weren't pictures of the guys on them. And I remember when we took over the merchandising for Mid-South Sports and UWF, I wanted to do some new shirts, and Bad Street USA was an example of what I thought a cool shirt was.
Right.
just the logo, dude. And I got to tell you a story after this, but so it was like Bill was like, "No, you got to have pictures of the guys," and I did a gray shirt with just Ted DiBiase's head on it, and it was the ugliest, stupidest, shittiest shirt that I had ever seen in my life. And to this day, every time I think of ugly, bad shirts, I think of the Ted DiBiase gray shirt with just his head on it. And it was, I think we sold one, maybe.
We sold one.
Absolutely terrible, but yeah, those are horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I can look at it, and that was one that I did just to kind of, okay, Bill, here you go. There's a top baby face with his picture on it, and didn't sell for shit. Nothing. It was horrible. Like Dr. Death. Dude, cool logo says Dr. Death. Not a picture of Doc. Let's wear a picture of Doc's face on their shirt.
Right.
So yeah, it was kind of the shits. So this is horrible to tell. Don't anybody do this either.
Uh-oh.
So I'm talking to a friend of mine. And he says, he goes, hey, you remember how like guys would go and see the What's Up guys and the commercials and everything, and they're like, oh, hey man, you're the What's Up, and do that shit.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.